Let's take a look at configuring wireless connections. I have here a laptop that has a wireless network interface card. The easiest way to connect to a wireless network is to use this icon on the right, and then to choose Connect or Disconnect. This opens a dialog that shows all of the wireless networks that are within range of this device. On the left is an icon which represents the network. This icon represents an infrastructure network that uses a wireless access point. This icon here with the 3 computers in a triangle represents an ad hoc network that does not use a wireless access point. And the shield on the icon represents that the network does not require any kind of security. So in this case I have an unsecured network here. If I scroll down I can see other unsecured networks that are within the range. The middle column identifies the security that's required for the network. And the icon on the right shows the strength of the wireless access signal. To connect to a wireless network, I can simply select the network and click Connect. In this case, it would try to make a connection to that wireless network. As part of the connection process, because security was enabled on this wireless network, I need to supply the security key in order to connect. In this case, this network happens to be within range, but it's not one that I'm authorized to access. So I do not have the security key to connect. I'll just click Cancel. Once you connect successfully to a wireless network, the computer creates what is called a profile. The profile identifies wireless networks that have been connected to. These profiles are saved so that you can connect again later to the same wireless network. To look at the profiles, let's go to the Network and Sharing Center. And this link here, Manage Wireless Networks. Here you can see all of the wireless networks that this computer has connected to, along with information about the wireless connection, such as unsecured or it uses some form of security. You can edit the profile in order to change properties about the connection. For instance, if the security key has changed, you would edit the profile to modify the security key that is required to connect. Viewing the available wireless networks within the area works if the wireless access point is broadcasting the SSID. If the SSID is not being broadcast, or if you are not within range of the network and you still want to configure a profile, you can go back to the profile list and create a new wireless profile. So from here you can choose to manually create the network profile, and then you would enter in the SSID value. And then you can choose the security that's being used on the network. For instance, I can choose WEP, WPA2, or WPA Personal. Remember, these 2 options use a shared key for authentication, or WPA2 Enterprise or WPA Enterprise. These 2 options use 802.1x authentication, which use usernames and passwords or other types of authentication. In this case, let's choose WPA Personal. And once I choose the security type, I can choose the encryption that's used. By default, TKIP is used with WPA. Or I could choose AES, but that is typically used with WPA2. And then I type the security key or the passphrase that's used to connect to the network. This option here starts the connection automatically when the computer is within range of the wireless network. And this option is necessary if the SSID is not being broadcast. So for instance, if the hidden network was within the range of this computer, I would need to select this option to allow it to connect if it was not broadcasting the SSID. When I click Next, the profile is created and my settings are changed. And now the profile has been added to the list of possible networks in my wireless networks. And if I look again at the properties, from here I can change the options along with the security parameters to connect to the network. With this option chosen here, this computer will connect to the wireless network automatically when it senses that it is within range. And remember again that this option allows it to connect when the SSID number is not being broadcast. You've seen how to manage wireless connections in Windows Vista. Now let's look at how things are changed in Windows 7. The easiest way to manage wireless connections is to click the network icon in the system tray. As soon as you click the icon, you'll be shown a menu that displays all available or detected wireless networks. This information was available in Windows Vista. However, you would have had to have opened the Network and Sharing Center and then browsed connections before you could see this list. The change has made connecting to a wireless network faster. From here, you can choose a wireless network and then choose to connect or disconnect. You can still manage connections by opening the Network and Sharing Center. At the top, you have a network map, followed by your network connections. One change is that you can now set up connections using the links at the bottom. Previously, these links were available off on the left-hand side. So again, they've moved the options to make them easier to find. If you are trying to connect to a wireless access point, the list of wireless networks that shows in the list are the wireless networks that are broadcasting their SSID, or the wireless networks that have already been configured on your computer. If you're trying to connect to a non-broadcasting access point, you would need to open the Network and Sharing Center and then choose Set up a new connection or network. Then choose Manually Connect to a wireless network to connect to a hidden network or to create a new wireless profile. From this point on, the options that you choose are exactly the same as you would see in Windows Vista. To manage your wireless profiles, again from the Network and Sharing Center, you choose Manage Wireless Networks. And from here you can see all of the profiles that have been defined and edit these profiles as necessary.